On December 7th, YouTuber Daka hosted a charity livestream for Thankmas, an annual fundraising event with this year focusing on mental health support. During the event, various teasers for upcoming FNAF projects were revealed at certain milestones. These included titles such as The Joy of Creation, 5 Laps at Freddy's, POPGOES, and Help Wanted 2. I'm DaneCat33, and in this video, we'll take a closer look at all the new reveals from the livestream. First of all, the Mimic is being added to Help Wanted 2 along with the TJOC plush. This Tuesday, the game will receive a free update. Steel will give Daka a gift showing a costume Mimic as a character on the Pizza Place stage and a plushie of TJOC next to him. Now, if you don't know, I'm a huge Mimic fan, and was severely disappointed by his absence in Help Wanted 2, so I'm incredibly hyped for this. As far as we know, this isn't a DLC, so I'm not sure how big of an update this will be. But I do think we have a pretty good idea of where the story is going. In the ending of Help Wanted 2, Glitchtrap is killed, and yes, I know that this ending hasn't been confirmed as canon, but he's entirely absent in Ruin. I'm pretty sure he's dead. So with Glitchtrap out of the picture, it makes sense that the Mimic would return. I don't have time to recap everything Mimic in this video, so I highly suggest watching my Mimic story video. Basically, it's implied that Glitchtrap, the main villain in Help Wanted, Security Breach, and Help Wanted 2, is another strand of the Mimic AI program. And in Security Breach, Glitchtrap controls the Mimic's body to form Burntrap. With Glitchtrap defeated, it makes sense that the Mimic would regain control of its body, hence his absence in Help Wanted 2, and his return in the new update now that Glitchtrap is dead. With him back as the main Mimic AI, I believe we'll see the events leading into Ruin. One question has always been at the back of my mind: how did the Mimic contact Cassie before Ruin? It's a key plot point that's never explained, but I believe we'll get our answer here. And this DLC will explore how the Mimic set in motion its plan to escape. Something to note is that the Mimic is wearing his costume from Ruin's Scooper ending, so it looks like that might be the canon ending after all. Now of course, the biggest part of this teaser is the TJOC plush. If you don't know who TJOC is, he's a digital VR manifestation of the Mimic's AI program, and his white tiger appearance is based on the white tiger plush that belongs to the Mimic's original friend, David. His key traits are blue and green eye, and once you know it, here we have a white tiger plush with a blue and green eye. It is crazy to me to see the Tales from the Pizzaplex books continuously referenced in the games. First we got the Mimic in Ruin, then a whole game about him is in the works with multiple costumes straight out of the books. Now we have a plush referencing the Mimic's origin story and TJOC. This is insane as a book fan. I'm not sure what TJOC is doing here, or if he'll serve any purpose besides connecting the games to the books, but look closely at his design. His eyes are shaped very similarly to Vanny's, and they both have a white color palette. This reinforces the idea that Glitchtrap is a strand of the Mimic's programming, since his minion looks just like the Mimic's TJOC plush. Some people have even gone as far to theorize that the TJOC AI evolved into Vanny, which could be interesting. Almost everyone is taking this plush as confirmation that the Tales from the Pizzaplex books are canon to the games. I'll talk about this more later, but in Dako's livestream while playing a new 5 Laps at Freddy's demo, there's a reference to Edwin Murray, the Mimic's creator. This paired with TJOC appearing in Help Wanted 2 is really emphasizing that the books are canon to the games and important to the Mimic's story. This is important to make clear going into Secret of the Mimic, which is a prequel game about the Mimic's story. All of these references to the books has me really excited for how Secret of the Mimic could tie into Tales from the Pizzaplex. Speaking of which, I also hope we see more elements from the Tales from the Pizzaplex books in this game, like the Storyteller and Lally. I'm only saying that because I got dogpiled on Twitter for not talking about Lally in my timeline video. Anyways, whatever the case, I'm overjoyed to see the Mimic this month, and I really hope we get a teaser for his upcoming game, Secret of the Mimic. It's also just really cool that the games have been referencing the books more and reinforcing their canonicity. It's just really nice after months of pointless debates. One last note before we move on: if no merch companies make this TJOC plush real, we're gonna have a problem. Next up is truly a treat for anyone who was a FNAF fan in 2015. Video game developer Nixon showed off new footage for the Joy of Creation remake, this time revealing the new version of the free roam levels. It is awesome to see this nostalgic FNAF fan game remade as an official entry. This level seems to follow the same premise as the original. You're in a seemingly endless expanse of hallways with ignited Freddy, who will chase you at insane speeds if he sees you. I assume that like the original, our objective will be to find items scattered across the map while evading Freddy. I can't wait to see what the other levels look like in the remake. They're so nostalgic. I remember watching 8-Bit Ryan's videos of the original whenever new levels or updates were released. I'm really excited to see the remake of the Force level because it was so different from the others and it had some cool references to Slenderman. The Joy of Creation's remake feels so special to me, mostly because of nostalgia, but it also looks so good and I love its darker atmosphere. I'm interested to see if these levels are connected to the story mode or are just standalone experiences. Now let's discuss the POPGOES teasers. If you're not familiar, POPGOES is an official FNAF spin-off series developed by a team of fans. The current entries in the series include the RPG POPGOES Arcade and the resource management game My POPGOES. The next installment will be POPGOES Evergreen, which is designed in the style of the original FNAF games. The first POPGOES reveal from the livestream showcases the prize counter from POPGOES Evergreen. Like other environments in the game, it's incredibly detailed. Some notable props include real-life Funko plushies, figures of the POPGOES arcade sprites, unlockable trading card packs, keychains of the Toymatronics, and a Hex POPGOES plush. Additionally, there's a poster featuring Menorah the Mouse and POPGOES the Weasel. Initially, I had trouble recognizing POPGOES due to all the tickets wrapped around him, but after brightening the image, it became much clearer. The animatronic version of POPGOES is also present, standing next to the 3D printer. For those who are unfamiliar with his mechanic in Evergreen, POPGOES' goal is to use the pizzeria's 3D printers to create the Black Rabbit, a black version of Toy Bonnie who will be possessed by the spirit of Bonnie Glade, the daughter of the man who owns the POPGOES pizzeria. The second reveal features a clip of the new POPGOES arcade update, Fighting Chance. This includes a new character, who appears to be a variant of the Marionette. According to the official POPGOES Twitter account, this is the arcade's version of the Marionette, similar to how we previously saw Balloon Boy in the arcade with some minor differences. They reside in the first room of the inn during the second campaign, The Machinist. And we know this isn't the first campaign, The Dead Forest, since during that, Menorah ran the inns. In The Machinist, she's kidnapped and Blake the Badger replaces her. And we see him in this clip, so this takes place during The Machinist. First of all, this character's reveal is super creepy. Second, I love this design. It reminds me of the Mimic's Jester suit from Tales from the Pizzaplex. The Marionette has all sorts of items and icons floating behind them. So I think there'll be an ally who will give us some generic items and maybe some new ones or abilities. Similar to how Balloon Boy would give the player abilities if they completed his quests. There's also some sort of tablet or monitor next to them. Maybe this will show the player their progress with unlocking new abilities or items. The next reveal is a new skin for the phone in POPGOES Evergreen, named Babies First. There's not much to say about this. It's pretty goofy and even has some sound effects when clicking on all the buttons on the case. If you haven't been keeping up with POPGOES Evergreen, it has all sorts of skins for the phone that you use throughout the game, and this is one of them. A more notable reveal was Blake's jump scare. This early gameplay footage shows the animatronic version of Blake the Badger getting closer and closer to the player before jump scaring them. I don't like it as much as POPGOES the Weasel's jump scare, but it's still pretty good. And Blake slowly progressing towards the player is really creepy. POPGOES and Sarah can also be seen lurking in the gameplay. I always love to get a look at the animatronics in this game. While I do prefer the free roam elements and gameplay of the newer installments, I think it's great that Evergreen is returning to the classic Five Nights at Freddy's style. It looks very solid so far. Next up is U2's POPGOES pin, with spinning eyes. One side featuring his normal eyes, and the other having his panic eyes, which glow in the dark and look sick. U2's pins are high quality and pretty cheap, so I'm very excited for this to release next year. The last POPGOES teasers were the first looks at the Evergreen post-night sections. This part of the game has been kept under wraps for a very long time. All we knew was that the toys and their monstrous false variants would appear here. But at long last, we have actual screenshots, showing a place known as the Red Vault, with Balloon Boy and Stone the Crow props. In the 2016 version of the POPGOES story, Stone was built by his creator, Fritz Glade, to combat his fears of Balloon Boy. If I recall correctly, this is now non-canon, but it looks like these characters are still somehow connected. It's also worth noting that this gameplay doesn't seem to be real, considering that Balloon Boy morphs into a giant monster. I think this takes place inside of Fritz's mind, and he's fending off his fears of the toy animatronics. I mainly say this because it's very reminiscent of the brain minigames from the 2016 version of POPGOES. The first minigame had you playing as Stone the Crow and confronting Balloon Boy, and this all takes place within Fritz's mind. Well, not literally, but that's what these minigames represent. Even the name of this location references those minigames. This place is called the Red Vault, and Balloon Boy's area in the old minigames was red, connecting to Stone's red coloring. The name Vault could also imply that Fritz has sealed away his trauma here, further adding to my belief that this is all in his mind and represents his fear of the toy animatronics. Now for the actual gameplay, it looks like using our trusty Weaselware phone, we have to scan Balloon Boy and get a confidence of 100% to repel him. At least that's my best guess. If Balloon Boy fully transforms into false Balloon Boy and attacks the player, they'll have to click fast to calm down and not die. Again, this is all just speculation. Although something I do know for certain is this looks absolutely terrifying. I'm really excited to see how this plays out in the full release of POPGOES Evergreen. Next up is 5 Laps at Freddy's, the FNAF racing game developed by Click Team. DOCO was given an exclusive demo of the game. Its new additions are pretty minor, like there's animatronic animations in the selection menu, some of them have animations while sitting in their carts. Oh, that's a Mimic reference. That's a reference to the Vacuum's Edwin Murray, the creator of the Mimic, made prior to working at Phasma Entertainment. 5 Laps at Freddy's, I love you. Jokes aside, this does actually have some story implications. The base of the vacuum scene here is identical to Mr. Hugs, a character from the 6th game, confirming the theory that Edwin Murray, the creator of the Mimic, made Mr. Hugs. Other than that, as far as I can tell, there's not many differences to this demo. Overall, it seems more polished, and I can't wait for the full game. If you want to hear more about 5 Laps at Freddy's, I'd recommend watching our 2025 FNAF video, where we discuss it in more depth along with some other installments like the second movie, POPGOES, The Joy of Creation, Seeker of the Mimic, and more. Last but not least, the new merch reveals. Hex revealed their new chocolate Bonnie plushie, which is apparently chocolate scented. That's awesome. Just looking at it now on Twitter, it's pretty cute. The artwork for the card is also just so cute. Look at him. Adorable. Daka also gave away a bunch of prototypes for Hex plushies. He showed off the Sun one, which I don't think has been shown before. I'm sure the nerds will correct me in the comments, but I don't think it's been shown. This didn't happen on the live stream, but U2 showed off their cupcake plushie, and it's really cute. It's better than the other one. Daka also showed off the updated concept art for the Hex Ennard plush, and it looks really good. I love all the wires coming out of his body. So far, I think this is a huge improvement over the original prototype, which, yeah, looks like that. All of this is crazy, and somehow has me even more excited for the future of Five Nights at Freddy's. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. If you want to support us, you can purchase a super thanks on this video, or donate to us on Ko-Fi through the link in our description. You can also find our Blue Sky, Twitter, and Discord links in the description. Thanks for watching, and check out some of our other videos.